All right, fourth graders. And we just have workbook pages only today. We are not doing any homework and remembering. There's not a lot on each page, so we're going to do 4 pages because we're doing a lot of it together again. And this is a review again from 3rd grade. We did do this vocabulary that you're seeing in the corner. Okay, we did actually talk about these in 3rd grade, right up here. Okay, so it's a review, but it's been a while. So, all right, so our vocabulary for today is point, line, line segment, and end point. So we're going to talk about what those mean. And they have them highlighted already in yellow for you. Okay, so we're going to start reading right here. A point is shown by a dot. It is named by a capital letter, always capital. Okay, so they gave you an example there. A dot is that's a capital X. A line is a straight path that goes on forever in both directions. Can you underline that with me? When you draw a line, you put arrows on the ends to show that it goes on and on. Lines can be named by any 2 points on the line. They can use any letter of the alphabet that they want. Here are A, B, G, K, and P, N. Notice that they have, so AB, this is line AB right here. Can you circle that? And look at how they wrote that. They did write it up here. Go AB, and then you do a little arrow just like that. And that stands for line AB. And then they show, you can tell it has arrows on both sides, so I know that it goes in both directions. Okay, then they have GK. Circle that one. Okay, now I want you to write up on top using your capital letters and your new symbol, right, that shows that the line can go on in both directions. So I would write GK, and then same thing as I did before. Okay, circle this one, and then I want you to write that one right here. Okay, you know how to do that. All right. Then we're going to start reading right here. A line segment is part of a line. It has 2 ends, which are called end points. So, different than up above, instead of having arrows on each side, I have dots. These are called line segments. If you see the dots, you know they're segments. Segments are named by their endpoints. Here are RS, WT, and DJ. So same thing as we did up above. We're going to circle RS, and then the way that I would write that would be capital RS. You don't do the dots, you just put a line just like that. Okay, to me it seems like I'd like to do the dots there because up above we did the arrows, but you don't have to. If I want to write WT, same thing, WT with the line on top of it. Okay, so I want you to do DJ. All right, write it right up here. Okay, we're not going to do this bottom section right here. So you had 2 circles that you had to do on your own there. Okay, if you want to pause the video and then meet me on page 396. All right, 4th graders, more new vocabulary on this page up in the box right here. My words are angle, ray, and vertex. A couple of these are also familiar from last year. Okay, so we're going to learn about them and circle some various things as we go along here. An angle is formed by 2 rays. So see the diagram that they have over here with the pencils? This is a ray and this is a ray. So 2 rays with the same endpoint called the vertex. I always remember vertex because it starts with the letter V, and it kind of makes a V right in here, doesn't it? So that's the vertex where they meet each other. Okay, So I can label that. You can see the letters on there. It says you can label figures with letters to name them. This one is called angle ABC. Okay, so can you write that over here? It's called angle. Make a little angle sign and then ABC. Its rays, remember the rays are the two pencils, okay, are BA and BC. Okay, so right here I have BA, and these you can write either way. I could also say AB, okay, and then put a little line over it. And then I also have BC right here, the little arrow over it, okay. Draw and label a point. I'm right here now. Draw and label a point. Write the name of your point. So you're going to pick a letter. Maybe you want to pick the letter of your first name, and you're going to just draw a dot with your letter. Okay, that's a point. Okay, number 3 says draw a ray. Label the end point and write the name of your ray. So remember that a ray has a point at the beginning, okay, and then it can go on forever. So it has an arrow at the end. Okay. And on the last one, they want you to draw an angle, kind of like they did up here. And it says label the vertex and the two rays. Write the name of your angle. So you're going to make two rays together. Okay, I have my two just like they did up with the pencil and up here. Okay, they're meeting at the same point. Okay, put a little arrow there because these are two rays that are meeting at the same point. And then you can choose whatever letters you want. I'm just going to choose A, B, C, just like they did. Okay, it's basically this drawing right here. And then how would you label that? We haven't really been putting in the labels, guys, up here. So we should go up and say this is point A. And this, we have to label the ray also. Okay, so that would have been AB with the little arrow on top. I didn't see that. And then when I get down to my angle, I'm going to label the vertex and the two rays, which we did. We called them A, B, and C, and then write the name of your angle. And our shortcut for doing that would be using our little angle sign and calling it angle A, B, C. Okay? They did that up here too. Okay? So just kind of showing the differences between the point, the ray, and then an angle. All right, and I will meet you on the next page. All right, today we are going to be talking again about the different types of angles. We did do these. I know everyone's tired of me saying that, but we did do these in 3rd grade as well. Okay, so we have 3 different types. We're going to be talking about acute angles. And when we look at angles, we're measuring them in degrees. So acute angle is going to be less than 90 degrees. Okay, can you make a little less than sign? All right, and then a right angle is exactly 90 degrees. So it's equal to 90 degrees. So this is a pretty good picture. I'm going to show you in a minute. They're going to show us each one, and then an obtuse angle is greater than 90 degrees. Now we're going to talk about what that means. So the first one was acute. So I want you to look at this one right here. Notice that it's less than 90 degrees. And when you think of 90 degrees, I want you to think of a square, just like that. That's 90 degrees when I measure the angle, okay? Put your hands together and make a right angle, just a perfect 90 degrees. Okay, the next one was a right angle. So this one was acute. Let's put an A there. This one right here is a right angle. See how it's making that perfect corner? Okay, and then the next example is this one, which put your hands together at 90 and open them up a little bit bigger, and you've got obtuse. This is an example of an obtuse angle because it's greater than 90. Okay. All right. Discuss the groups of angles. Here we go. How are all of these acute angles alike? Now, when they say acute, it's 90 degrees. Less if I measured the angle. Some of you might have a protractor at home. If you do, I knew some of you didn't, so I didn't do that section. But when I look at angles, they're all less than 90. In third grade, we'd always say, put your hands together at the palms and open them to a perfect 90-degree angle. And then anything that's acute has to be less than 90 degrees. Okay? So it says it says, how are these alike? So if I look at all four of the angles, each angle is made up of two rays that share a common endpoint. So let's look at the first one. I have two rays and then I have an endpoint right here. Okay, so let's do that on all of them. They all have a common endpoint. Okay, so if I wanted to write the answer, how are these acute angles alike? They share endpoint. I'm going to make it shorter, guys, than what's in the book. They share an endpoint. Okay, how is an acute angle different from a right angle? Well, we talked about that above. An acute angle is, how is it different? I just want you to write that acute is less than 90 degrees. Okay, because we know that a right angle has that perfect corner, but acute, we used to say in third grade that if it's acute, we remembered them because it has the word cute in it, and cute is sometimes just say, oh, it's so cute, it's so little. So acute is less than 90. Okay, let's look at our next one on number 7. How are these all obtuse angles? Well, remember what we said about obtuse. Obtuse angles are greater than 90 degrees. So if you take your palms and put them together and make me a square corner and then open them bigger, you're going to get an angle that's greater than 90 degrees. So same as up above. How are these alike? Well, they all share a common endpoint. Okay, they share a common endpoint. Okay, and we'll make it even shorter this time. We'll say share endpoint because it's kind of the same as up above, right? And how is an obtuse angle different from a right angle? Well, we know that a right angle is 90, and an obtuse angle is greater than 90. Write that down, greater than 90 degrees. Okay, that's how it's different from a right angle. How is an obtuse angle different from an acute angle? Well, if I look up above, I know that an obtuse angle is, all they want you to write there is that an obtuse angle is bigger. Okay, and we know that because obtuse is greater than 90 and acute is less than 90. Okay, all right, we got one more page, guys. We got this. I think this page will be a little bit easier for you. We're doing kind of everything together, guys, because it's just been a while since you've done angles, okay? So we're going to classify them, which means we're going to name them, and we're going to either write acute. These are our choices, acute, right, or obtuse. And then we're going to name them. We know how to name them because we say the letters in order, okay? All right, here we go. So look at the first one. Is he 90 degrees? Does he have that perfect corner? No. Is he smaller than 90? Or is he bigger than 90? And put your palms together and make that shape. Okay, is he bigger than 90? Yes, he is. So he is obtuse. And then to name that angle, I'm just going to start with my first letter here. You can actually go either way. You don't have to go and order the letters. I like to do that. And if I wanted to name it, I would call it angle, make the symbol for angle, and then say capital letter F, G, H. I could go backwards as well. Okay, another option would be angle H, G, F. Okay, so you can choose. So now look at my next angle. Is he bigger than 90, less than 90? Okay, he's little, he's a cute little angle. So he's less than 90 degrees, so he's acute. And then I'm going to name him. I'm going to call him angle X, Y, Z. Now, look at my next one here. Another thing with a right angle, whenever it's a perfect right angle, they always have this little square in the corner to tell you that it's exactly 90 degrees. You can make that with put your palms together and make a perfect 90-degree angle. Okay, so we know that that's a right angle. Has that perfect square corner. And I'm going to name it angle LMN. All right, on the next part, it says use the letters to name 2 acute and 2 obtuse angles in the figure. I'm going to change that to 1 and 1. Okay, be a little clearer. So we're just going to do 1 acute and 1 obtuse. Okay, so let's write that on the line. We're going to do an acute one, and then we're going to do 1 obtuse one. So we're going to look at the drawing right here, and we're going to look for an angle that's acute or less than 90. Okay, so I look at my drawing, okay, get my highlighter out here. I'm looking for angles that are less than 90. Okay, so I can see right here, you can see where Mrs. Hagen is highlighting, okay, that one is definitely acute. It's less than 90. So then you're going to name it, okay, that one is angle DEC. I could also call it angle CED. So DEC. So I want you to find an angle that's bigger than 90. It's not going to have a square corner. I want you to find it, and I want you to write it over here on the line. Okay, you can do it. Then on the bottom section, you're going to draw and label a right angle, an acute angle, and an obtuse angle. Okay, I'm going to do one, and then I want you to do the other 2. Okay, so I'm going to start with the acute angle. So I'm going to label down here, and then I'm going to use my lines up above to help me. So I know that it has to be less than 90. Okay, so I'm going to draw my line out here. Just put a little arrow on it like that. But I know I don't want to go straight up here because that would be 90. So I'm going to make it smaller than 90, right? And then I'm going to put my endpoints on it. Remember, they meet together at an endpoint. And you can use whatever letters you want. I'm going to use A, B, C. Okay, and that's what you have to do there. So you are going to be in charge of doing the right angle. Remember, that has that perfect square corner. You can do it. And then obtuse, which is going to be bigger than 90, just like we did up here. Remember obtuse? Bigger than 90. You can always look up at number 10, 11, and 12 if you need help because they're right up there, aren't they? All right, good job today, guys.